Hello everybody, so for those who find my video without going through my website, let me introduce myself. My name is Gilles Urtubise, and my name as a self-taught and multidisciplinary scientist and inventor is Gilles Urtubise, and I am the owner and the founder of the first human multi-intelligence.com. So the title of this video is, again, how our galaxy, the Milky Way, was born and how it has evolved so far. And this video is part 9, which follow the part 8. So, and and this video should come back to the So this video is the second part of the article. These texts is come from the article The Black Hole 4.4, and this is the second part of the text, which started by 17.39 point, and this is the second part then. So, and it starts this way with, on the other hand, the fact that the mass of the Sun or the gravitational engine is 99.86% of the total mass of the solar system, and that it is made to move the rest of the objects in the solar systems forward, which represent only 0.14% of the total mass of the solar system. This has the obvious consequence of arguing for a much larger mass for the single gravitational engine at the center of the Milky Way, and which can be logically and physically proportional to those of the Sun compared to the rest of the objects of the solar system. So to be 414,285.7 billion solar mass for the single gravitational engine or black celestial sphere, supermassive black celestial sphere to the center of the Milky Way, compared to its 580 billion solar masses for the rest of the objects of the Milky Way. So then out is a proportional mass of 414,285.7 billion solar masses for the sole gravitational engine likely to be exaggerated or excessive. The logic answer is no, because it is proportional to the gravitational engine of the Sun, which is closest to us. Yes, at the beginning it didn't look like exaggerate or excessive, but on the other hand, it must be taken into account that a cubic meters of a liquid matter from a supermassive black celestial sphere is likely to produce gravitational forces that are proportionally much more powerful than a cubic meter of a liquid matter from the Sun, for several logical reasons, which are paragraph 17.39.1 point, an internal temperature that is the highest and throughout of their life of the black celestial sphere and outside. So and which is the highest one from all the other objects throughout their life. And of course, this internal temperature is much more higher than of a yellow dwarf star like that of the Sun. Next paragraph, 17.39.2 point. and internal pressure, which is the highest and throughout their life of the black celestial sphere of all size, and much more higher than that of the yellow dwarf star like that of the Sun. Next paragraph, 17.39.3 point. An internal and surface rotation speed on itself and all of their life of the black celestial sphere of all size. It as much higher than that of the yellow dwarf star, like that of the Sun. And next paragraph, 17.39.4 point. Certain internal and unique gravitational forces, which are the highest and throughout of their life of the black celestial sphere of all size, and which is much higher than that of the yellow dwarf star like that of the Sun. And because of these elements, it seems certain that the supermassive black celestial sphere of the center of the Milky Way cannot have a mass as high as 414,285.7 billion solar mass. But on the other hand, it remains possible that his mass is about 580 billion solar masses, or little more or little less, and which remain to be established. Next paragraph, another things. Did the scientists to do the best job they could to estimate the mass of their supermassive black hole as well as possible? And supermassive black hole, of course, is our supermassive black celestial sphere of the center of the Milky Way. So, as well as possible, to estimate as well as possible. One of the logical answer is yes, and the other is no. The one is yes because their estimate is relatively close to reality, because their estimate is made according only to the visible part of a supermassive black celestial sphere, which is that of its circular zone of engulfment. So, of course, the circular zone of engulfment is much smaller in diameter than the volume and the diameter of the volume of the black celestial sphere. And that's the only things known about black hole, which are actually black hole. That's the only things known about black hole, which are, so. Sorry, so I just repeat the last phrase, and that's the only things known about black holes, which are actually black celestial sphere. And from another angle, the answer is no, because the exact diameter of a black celestial sphere of all sizes is impossible to establish, because black celestial spheres are invincible and can only be detected indirectly, or only from the moment they engulf a substantial quantity of matter from their circular engulfment zone, which generally takes place over a short period of time. And by hypothesis, because the diameter of a supermassive black celestial sphere are of any size, it is between 6 to 10 times larger or more than that of the diameter of its circular engulfment zone. So that's enough for this video, and see you to the next.